guys, welcome back to Criminally Insane Prison. We are starting off with a call from the chief. Like, I opened the game and bam, call from the chief. It says, consider equipping some of your more mischievous prisoners with a tracking belt. We'll keep track of them through the security room. I'm thinking this is one of the updates we just got from Prison Architect. Not sure what that is, but we'll check it out. Interesting. Tracking device. Okay. Now, I haven't opened this file in quite a while. I don't remember having that much money. Is this because of the updates? Did we get some weird bank? I don't know what's going on. So we're just gonna keep playing and pretend that didn't happen, because I don't know how to get rid of that. Like, what? If someone knows how to get rid of that, or knows if that's a bug, or what that is, please tell me. I've checked both saves, and both saves have that, and I don't have any other saves for this file, so... yeah. Anyway. So, kind of picking up where we left off. I don't think these rooms are quite ready yet. They do have doors. I did change this to a fenced wall. Everything else looks pretty kosher. But how are we going to tell our more mischievous inmates, I guess, is the big question. I'll have to look into that. I haven't played with this new update yet. Alright, so canteen says no prisoners are assigned to this canteen at this time, which means these are not done, even though they look pretty done. I'm not sure why they're not complete. Other than the fact that I know that we have to demolish these suckers again, because they keep coming back. It is driving me a little bonkers, but it's okay. And we also are missing a wall here. Not sure who, what, why, but fixed. We are still gonna delete these cells right here to kind of give them a nice little breakup. We need to get rid of these cells. Actually, I think I uncelled them already. Yeah, they're not even listed as cells anymore. So we can dismantle all these objects here. Have them all go. And then, let's see. We're gonna have maybe a different pathway through here, because I see that they have this, which is good. I would rather it be here, this main wall. Let me look at yeah, we don't have any major water going through here, so I won't mind it going through there. I wanted the main hallway to match this main hallway. So let's go ahead and get all of this dismantled. And we'll go ahead and demolish these walls. And then we'll do a connector here. Maybe not a gate, maybe an actual like cement wall there. And this was gonna be a common room. Not sure. What's going on here? But okay. trying to decide how I want this to work. I think I'm going to put well, they have scanners going through here, and that's fine. Okay. And then walls. Maybe like there and there would be fine. Yeah, we want them to get scanned coming out of the canteen. Because, you know, sharp objects. Let's see. Then we need common room objects. So like a couple pool tables. Yeah, we've already got phone booths here, so I'm not sure we need them here, but I'll add them anyway, just in case. And then a couple wide sofas. Maybe a big TV. Maybe a foosball table here would be fine. A few gym mats would be nice. Ooh, a few computer stations would be good. I could put those up here in this corner. We do want some plants in the canteen. Utilities, why is electric not reaching that far? Alright, a little bit further. And we need it to go all the way to over here. And we don't have these walkways done yet, which we need to remedy. We also don't have any prison doors. I mean, do we have them really? We have them here. These walls are already down, so we need to fix that. That's a really wide walkway. One, two, three, four. Oh. I guess I want it to be that wide, right? Because we're going to want another set of scanners this direction. I am also going to build a 2 or maybe even 3 deep wall here. We'll see. I just want to know why these aren't working yet. It looks like they're cleaning them. Oh, except for they really were majorly incomplete. Oh my lord. Okay, well, I was wrong. So back to the drawing board on that. Yeah, these still aren't getting done, so I don't know what to think about that. So I think I'm just going to end up having to do it all by hand. which is fine. Oh my god. Yep, never mind. What if I just screw that up? Yeah, that's totally what we all meant. Not what I meant to do, but apparently that's what I did. I was trying to do a speed thing, and apparently it was the delete thing. Because I want all that to be floral like the rest of it. Which makes me also rethink this part. Maybe I'll just get rid of this too. All awaiting materials. Okay. So I think I'm actually going to move these to over here. And then put a laundry room here. Get rid of this. So we're gonna get rid of this concrete. That didn't work. Hit the wrong thing. Sorry, my bad. So we'll bulldoze that. All right. And then let's see. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think we need more workmen. We'll get 50. We also need some more janitors. Some more gardeners. Maybe a couple more farmers would be fine. See, they're replanting all this crap already. Like, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to be able to put in water pipes. So stop growing stuff, guys. Stop. Alright, so we're redoing the farming area. I decided just to stop trying to delete plants as they came in and instead just go ahead and lay out the drip pipes and then manually stop whatever vegetables were in the way. I started out with the dump process, which didn't work super well, and then I realized I could just use the dismantle tool and just dismantle anything in the pipes way, which is what I was doing here. And then I realized I didn't need to do them all. I just needed to do where the pipe was going to lay. So I canceled the ones that didn't need to be done so the plants could continue to grow. And only did the ones that were required and stopped the dump process. And then I ended up doing that with each field, not realizing, because I guess my brain just didn't click into it, that these are farming fields and I need them to be vegetable fields. I will fix that in like a couple minutes. You guys will see me fidget and move it around. Because these 3 little fields are going to be what feed our prisoners, basically. And I think I'm gonna basically break it down to like 20 or 30% goes to each pantry, and then the rest can go to exports. I still think I want to make the farming even bigger, because it's a great tool to make income with, but I'm not stressing over it right now. Right now I'm just trying to make sure that we can feed everybody in the prison. But the farming is definitely a really neat tool, and if you aren't using farming and you have it, you are missing out on a major moneymaker. Farming and forestry are huge as far as making funds go. I decided just to bring the farming field all the way to the edge of the map there, because prisoners don't have access to this, only staff do. So there's no point in me, being careful with how far over I take it. And even if we build a prison above here or a prison wing above here, we can always give prisoners access to certain parts if we want them to do any kind of participation with farming or with forestry. And I'm not really too worried about the length or the size of our farming field, because that is the biggest moneymaker, is the farming field. I kind of split it up between wheat and barley. And I also realized I didn't really put corn in. And then that first field, the original vegetable field, is a mixture of vegetables. Eventually I would like to move it all over to tomatoes. I might just go ahead and do that. I also noticed that our workmen were going super slow, like at a glacial speed. So I went ahead and bought the land over to our east, and I broke down that fencing, and I put in some new fencing and created a whole new delivery area, because I think the reason why they were all going so slow is because they just did not have enough room to move around. And having a bigger delivery area isn't going to hurt anything at all, especially as the prison gets bigger, as we expand more. I know I'm going to put in one more wing of criminally insane, and then I kind of want to open the floor to you guys and question whether or not we should start opening up other wings to other types of prisoners, whether we should spice it up a bit and start bringing in minimum, medium, max. I already know what one of my viewers, Palm, is going to say. She's going to be like, do death row. So I have a feeling I'm going to end up having a death row at some point somewhere. My game has been a little funky since this update, and I'm not sure what's going on with it. I'm hoping a reboot of the game will fix whatever issues we're having, but I'm putting a laundry room in over here next to that common room, which, by the way, I did realize I didn't mark it as a common room. I do that at the end of the episode. But yeah, so everything's kind of going slower, so I just kind of decided, instead of editing me talking and doing lots of slow talk, which is what I've been doing for the episodes, that for this one I would kind of do more of a zoomed episode while I talk over it, simply because I have to redo so many different pieces and parts because of glitch issues, that I didn't want to steal that time away from you guys and have you guys watch me do the same thing over and over again. So I'm having to fix the logistics or the layout of the staffing and the prioritization, because the key thing to criminally insane is making sure that they cannot access any part of the prison they're not supposed to access. Those servo doors and employees will open the doors for prisoners for anything. Like, even if they're not supposed to be there, like, they can't think for themselves. So you've got to make sure you have it marked off as staff only or no prisoner access. Otherwise, the computer just goes, oh, well, it says that it's shared access and the prisoners have access, so therefore they allow them access. They finally started putting in the last of our furniture needed, so I started adding lights, because we don't want to have dark cells, because when you have dark cells, you know, prisoners can get away with more stuff. And since they have windows that go into their cells, I wanted to make sure that we had prime access to every prisoner. I also made sure our water was over our farming, and I'm adding little piping over there as well. It's just little tidbits here and there. As you can see, our deliveries is full again. It's just, I feel like it's forever full right now, because I'm having to go backwards and rebuild all of these things that we had already previously done, which, you know, I am sorry about that. So deepest apologies for that one. We're also still working on this nutrition research thing. So I decided to just move over to the high variety and get that one knocked out, because that one's a little easier to knock out. Because the low variety, when you have to serve a single meal versus a meal 3 times a day, which is what we already have. So I also realized we had no prayer mats in our yards, so I went ahead and added those. I added some phones to this yard down here. I always say that it's best to have prayer mats and phones in your yards. That way, if prisoners choose to use their yard time to call people or their yard time to pray, they can do it. They don't have to necessarily worry about going to the chapel. Even though I do have a chapel, it just kind of allows these prisoners to do whatever they want in whatever time frame they want. Now that we have the furniture in place, I wanted to go ahead and mark these as cells so that I can go ahead and put the doors in and go ahead and open up the intake so we could get prisoners coming in, because it kind of had been stalled for way too long. Like, what, like 30%? We have 30% left this episode, I think, which is time we have that there haven't been prisoners in this new wing, which is just absolutely crazy. I did do a fresh save after this recording in hopes that if I just opened up a new fresh save file that maybe next time it won't be as nuts. This is me trying to decide whether or not I should make the delivery space even larger, and I was like, you know what, let's not do that. Let's just add a few more workers and let's just back out and let it sim for a bit, because they're just overclocked. They're overclocked, overworked. And I decided we also need to go ahead and get lights in. Yeah, I'm aware it's even more for them to get from delivery and even more for them to have, but it's kind of also do it while you're thinking about it, because then you're going to forget later if you don't. So I also wanted to open up the prison for more prisoners, and you can't do that if you don't have access to the rest of the prison. So I started putting in servos and doors and everything that we would need to make sure the prison is accessible. Just double checking the canteen and all the areas to make sure we're fully ready for the prisoners to come in. As you can see, the high variety is a lot easier to attain. I already have a percentage growing there for that. So we'll get that done first, and then we'll go work backwards and do the low variety, low quantity meals. While looking at this, I also realized it is really dark over in our farming areas, so we're going to have to add lights there. Our yard is also dark, so I'm going to have to add lights there. This is me thinking about all the things we're going to have to add and letting it sim out. I'm just kind of watching things closely to make sure nothing goes catastrophically awry while I'm putting all of these things in. More inputting of lights. Telling you guys, this is the reason why I'm fast forwarding through this, because it's like placement of a million things. It's like, I feel like this is the episode of Forgotten Toys, like all the things I forgot to do, or all the things that I did do, but the computer just kind of glitched out and was like, oh no, you never did any of that. There actually was part of this episode that I actually deleted out of here, where after I put all the objects, the furniture and everything in those cells down there, the new wing, I was up messing with the farm and went back down to the new wing, and there was nothing there. It was completely blank, like blank canvas all over again. So I hit the escape button and I went to use the bathroom, and I came back and they were all back. They were all there. And I was like, what in the world? Yeah, this save file is janky for sure. So after this recording, I did save it twice to 2 different files, and we will open up a fresh file, a fresh save next time around, to a new file that I just opened, just started. For some reason, the shed's dismantled. I don't know why. They shouldn't have dismantled, but they did. So just have to wait for those to finish dismantling so I can remantle them or put them back together. Remantle them. Lots of flashing like water lights because we're missing pipes here and there, even though I know I put them down. Sometimes the game's like, oh, you didn't lay pipe, and it's like, yes I did. Put it down. Why would I do a straight row of pipe but leave like 2 or 3 patches? Also, those little orange prisoners with like a circle or a C around them, does anyone know what that is? I keep getting those, and I think they're like high priority prisoners or something, and I'm not quite sure. I even opened her up to look at her, and I couldn't figure out why she had that circle around her. But if anybody who plays this game often and knows the answer to that, please let me know, because I've been playing for a while. I think I've been playing for, I don't know, a year and a half, maybe 2 years. I think a year and a half. And I still don't know what that is. Like, no clue. I guess I could research it more, and maybe I will do that after this episode. If no one responds and comments of what it is, then maybe I'll do some research and come back to you guys with an answer. But if any of my friends that play happen to want to answer that question or know the answer to that question, please share. As you can see, our delivery area is starting to clear out a bit. Things are getting much smoother. I realize we are starting to have some active prisoners, and I'm like, oh cool, the canteen's working. For some reason the kitchen wasn't working, and I couldn't figure out why. Then I realized it was kind of lit up, and I was like, oh, I didn't mark it down as a kitchen, so I had to add the room labeling as kitchen. And then at some point, this is when I was like, why are these still blinking? They shouldn't be blinking. And I was like, oh, there's little holes where the pipes didn't go in, which anybody who's played this game knows that anytime you're laying pipe down, half the time there's little patches of pipe that just don't lay down, even though you use the drag tool and it was in a straight line and there's no way it shouldn't be there. But you know what? That's just game logistics. It happens. And this is me choosing new veggies to go into the fields so that we can be sure we have everything prepped and ready to go. Yeah, so I mean, what are you guys thinking of this episode? And I am apologetic. I really do feel bad about the big zoomness we have going on. But once again, I just felt like it was a little bit much to be going super slow on all of this. That would have been like a 2-hour video. This is me reprioritizing the logistics of the crops to the pantries that we had, because I realized that one pantry for the new kitchen was empty, and I was kind of questioning why. And I was like, oh, because you revamped everything, relabeled everything, so there is literally nothing that is set logistically as saving food in the pantry. So I reset all of that. I'm setting up the servos now just to make sure that all of those areas where the prisoners are being put, they can get through, they can get out, they can get in. And then I kind of realized that, I think this is where I realized it, that the canteen really had nobody in it, and that we still had warning lights for the rooms themselves, or maybe I just finished that. Anyway, yeah, it's a little crazy. Sorry, you see all the little hectic stuff going around. But at some point in time, and I think it's when I put a set of these doors in, or where they finish building something, our canteen goes a little wonky and breaks itself, and I have to relay out the logistics for the canteen. We did have a death, unfortunately, right there. I went and looked at it. I was like, oh gosh. And I'm considering putting even more checkpoints in somewhere. I'm just not sure where. I'm thinking maybe that lower hallway could use a set. Not sure. But the laundry room wasn't setting the way it's supposed to, so I started messing with it, trying to figure out why it was being weird. I'm not quite sure why the laundry room looks weird that way, but we'll get it fixed next episode. I decided just to stop fiddling with it. I set it up as staff only so people could stop going in there. And I was like, that will be a next episode problem. And then I realized, this is where I realized that the red flashing lights were happening again in these cells. So I had to reset the canteen, even though I had checked it earlier and it was fine. I think when I fixed the laundry room, or started to fix the laundry room, this went wonky. So it's just game logistics. It's weird, but I think I got it all settled. And then I realized these were laying out weird. And I looked at how many prisoners were going to each one, and it was like 70 for that one and like 110 for that one. And I was like, that is not what I wanted. I wanted all of the old wing to go to the old canteen and the new wing to go to the new canteen. So it was kind of even numbers. And that worked out really well. So I did notice a couple like lingering, like 3 of them I think that I had to reconnect. Like I said, the game has been a little wonky, but we've got it. Once I finished that, there was one more. I got it attached, and we're done. So I think the prison is looking great. It's turning out the way I wanted it to. We've got a lot more work to do ahead of us. So I will catch you guys in the next episode. I hope you guys have liked it. I hope you guys have had some fun. If you have thoughts, ideas, please leave them in the comments. I look forward to reading them. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
I hope you guys liked it. Please subscribe. Thank you so much for coming. Ring that bell. All those really cool YouTube things. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.